Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they'll accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day when you're working through your exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super. Please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And now we're going to have a look at the last paper in the 2015 Grade 4 Music Theory Past Papers booklet. So if we turn with me to page 20, we'll find paper S. Now this is called paper S because it's a specimen paper. It was never actually sat as an exam in the exam of 2015. There are 3 exam sessions. That would be the paper A, B and C, and then this is just an extra sort of specimen paper to give you a little bit more revision. There are a few differences to the layout of the paper from 2018 onwards, but that doesn't detract from the fact that this is a valuable resource for your revision. So I suggest that you always have a go at this first on your own. It doesn't matter if you make any mistakes. Always write in pencil, or even on exam day. I use a mechanical pencil just so it stays nice and sharp, so you're not going to lose marks because your answers aren't clear and neat. And you'll need an eraser, no doubt, and a ruler would also be handy. And so I do suggest that you have a go of this on your own first of all, and then we'll work through this together. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. You'll learn much more actively that way than just by passively copying it through with me. So let's now work through this together and check through those answers. So all of the questions on this question 1 will be referring back to this little extract here. And straight away we can see a change to the new look of the paper. In 2015 we would have given definitions to these musical terms. However, from 2018 onwards these will be presented to you in multiple choice format. However, I suggest that you do go on ahead and give these a go and give them the full definition because it's good revision that way. Also remember that this is for the exam of grade 4, you can be asked anything from grade 1, 2, 3 and 4 cumulative, and so there are going to be lots and lots of musical performance directions and musical terms, so a bit of revision's needed there. I always suggest that you group things thematically, so anything to do with slow, anything to do with fast, anything to do with loud, so on. And some of the linking words or the unusual groupings, you'll just have to link them in a way that makes sense to you. So here we go. We're just going to go ahead and give these their full definition. Dolce, that's where we first came across this, was grade 1, so it's a while ago. This means sweetly. Molto sostenuto, so we've got 2 words here to explain. Molto is much, or perhaps a more sort of usable translation would be very. And then sostenuto is sustained, so very sustained would do. So there we go. And you can see the allocation in the marks here because we've got 2 words to answer to lots of 2 marks there, and so in the multiple choice you'll have to make sure that you choose the option that gives you both of those words correctly described. Okie dokie, so the next question is to draw a circle around a note in the melody that is not in the key of D major. So we're looking for a rogue note here. So D major has a key signature of F sharps and C sharps, and so really, if you remember, we're in the bass clef. Let's look at any accidentals. So this is just an E natural that's not really doing anything in this bar, but this is an E sharp, and E sharp has no place in the key of D major, and so that's our note that doesn't fit into the actual sort of basic key of D major. Of course, the composer can write what he likes. And so now we're going to have a look at this next question. It says rewrite bar 7 in compound time, but without changing the rhythmic effect. Remember to include the new time signature. So let's look at the time signature that we've got at the moment. So here we've got 4 beats in a bar, we're in quadruple time, and each beat is a crotchet or a quarter note. And so now for our new time signature, we need to stay in quadruple time. So we're still counting 4 beats per bar, but we need to be counting not in crotchet beats or quarter notes that divide into groups of 2. To make this compound time, we need to divide it into groups of 3. So we're looking for 4 groups of 3. And so that would be, if we just map that out, 4 groups of 3 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 over 8. So 12 over 8 is our quadruple compound time. And then what we have to do is we have to add a dot or remove a triplet, because here we're in groups of 2, and what we need to do is we need to move from groups of 2, which looks like that, into groups of 3, which looks like that. And so you can see we're having to stretch the timing, and so if we add a dot after each of these, that will do the job. And then just get rid of the triplet, because 3 into the time of 2, well, we don't want it into the time of 2, we want it just in the time of 3. And so if we just remove the triplet, that's the job done. So we've just got a little bit of copying to do. First of all, let's get these note heads in place. I'm just going to get the blobs in place, copying from bar 7 back up above 2 ledger lines, on the second ledger line, coming down in step, and then to the B. There we go. And so we're going to add the dots and remove the triplet. So add a dot, add a dot, add a dot, beam these together, but there's no need for that triplet now. And there we go, that's that question completed. So now we're asked to give the letter name of the highest note of the melody. So our first job is just be aware of what clef we're in. We're in bass clef, and so just glancing through, this one looks pretty high, 3 ledger lines as opposed to 2 here. And if we just glance further, we're above 3 ledger lines again, so they're the same, that's our highest note. And so now we need to figure out what that note is. So if we're counting from middle C, there are 2 ways we can go about this if you're not familiar reading in this territory here. So here's middle C, D, E, F, G, A. So that's an A. Alternatively, if you find that confusing, if you're not really comfortable finding it from middle C, if we count down an octave, don't forget to always count this as the first step of counting the degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes us to here. And so we know we're good, boys deserve football always, A, an octave higher. So that gives us our highest note as A. There we go. And then here we've got to decide how many demi-semiquavers or 32nd notes the tied notes in bar 1 are worth in total. So here's bar 1. These are the tied notes that we're looking at. So I'm just going to sketch this out here, just where I've got a bit of space. You'd use your scrap paper in the exam. So we've got a minim, tied to a quaver. So that's that. Now that's quite a lot of diagrams there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all do a crotchet version or a quarter note. So let's see how many semiquavers that is. That gives us 2 quavers. That gives us 4 semiquavers, which then will give us 8 demi-semiquavers. So 8 demi-semiquavers is 1 crotchet beat. We've got twice that because we've got a minim beat here, and then 1 quaver is 2 semiquavers or 4 demi-semiquavers. So we've got 8 plus 8 plus 4. So that means we've got 8, 16, 20 demi-semiquavers or 30-second notes in total. And so that's the way I approach it. Of course, by all means, you can just go ahead and do the maths in your head. It's just that I find it easy to diagram it out first of all, just so I don't make any mistakes, because maths is not my strong point. So that's the end of that question. Question 1 is now finished. If we just peep over the page to page 21, we'll see this again is where we're no longer following this paper format now. From 2018 onwards, we're no longer required to write a rhythm to words, nor are we required to complete a 4-bar rhythm, so we can just skip that and move on to question 3. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope that that's been helpful to you. I hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in the pipeline. And also please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.